Welcome back to our deep dive discussion. Today, we're breaking down how ICE is reshaping immigration enforcement with some seriously high-tech tools like ImmigrationOS, facial recognition, and predictive algorithms.
Yeah, right. It's pretty wild how ICE has evolved from, traditional border patrols to a digital dragnet that pulls info from everywhere.
Absolutely. ICE's new tech empire, it's like they took a page out a sci-fi script, pulling data from border crossings, tax records, utility bills, even social media to create real-time profiles of every immigrant, whether documented or not.
So basically, ImmigrationOS acts as the central nerve center, right? It's the hub where data feeds, like from CBP logs, mixed with biometric data, and even predictive scores. It's kind of a digital dossier that updates constantly.
Exactly. And it's not just static data, it's dynamic. Imagine getting real-time alerts on your phone with a map, a photo, and a risk score. And ICE uses this for everything from scheduling raids to coordinating with other law enforcement agencies.
That part almost sounds like a scene from Minority Report, where technology decides in an instant who might break the law.
Yeah, right. And they've even integrated tools like facial recognition apps, GPS tracking, and those so-called digital cages, the GPS ankle monitors, to, monitor people's every move.
Mm-hmm. But let me ask, how do they even justify this level of surveillance? I mean, legally, what gives them the right?
Good point. ICE's authority comes from acts like the Immigration and Nationality Act and post-9/11 laws, which provide a pretty broad mandate. That legal framework, you see, allows, in certain cases, warrantless interrogations or arrests, which raises huge civil rights questions.
Yeah, I get that the law gives them some power, but doesn't that potentially infringe on everyone's rights, like the Fourth Amendment and everything?
Absolutely. And that's where controversies kick in. While ICE claims the system doesn't directly target race, the reality is these algorithms rely on data infused with long-standing biases. It ends up disproportionately hitting Latinx, Black, and Muslim communities.
Yep. That's what really worries me. It's like even if the tech isn't explicitly racial, it's feeding off biased data sets, creating a vicious feedback loop of surveillance and profiling.
Exactly. And some argue that this setup, using tools like the Hurricane Score to predict potential court skipping or law violations, can turn into a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like the system is rigged to reinforce its own biases.
I see. And you mentioned earlier some real-world examples, like when a visa overstay sweep flagged hundreds of thousands of people and led to thousands of arrests, right?
Yes, that's right. In one case, over a few weeks, they flagged 150,000 people and made about 12,000 arrests. Many of those flagged weren't criminals at all, just caught up in paperwork issues or, mundane data discrepancies.
That example really underscores the dangerous potential of this system. And then there's the whole collaboration with companies like Palantir, which only adds another layer of complexity and, dare I say, opaqueness.
Right on. When you have private tech giants providing these predictive surveillance frameworks, there's a real risk of eroding accountability. Plus, with the additional funding and rapid tech expansion, ICE is practically retooling itself into a full-blown surveillance state.
Yeah, I appreciate that point, but don't you think there's a bit of overreach? I mean, isn't it problematic to use this deep level of surveillance without sufficient checks and balances?
Definitely. And that's the crux of the debate. Civil rights advocates are pushing back hard. Lawsuits are already underway, claiming these practices violate constitutional rights, like protections against unreasonable searches. The public is rightfully alarmed by the streamlining of intelligence and enforcement.
Yep. So if we zoom out, what's next with this digital dragnet? More streamlined tech, huh? More real-time tracking.
Yeah. By late 2025, ICE is expected to fully operationalize ImmigrationOS across DHS, which means even more integrated features like predictive location tracking and voice analysis. And with billions in funding, they're not slowing down. The machine is gearing up for thousands of arrests a day.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. It really comes down to knowing our rights and keeping the conversation and oversight alive.
True, absolutely. And if there's one takeaway here, it's that we need to stay informed, support advocacy groups, and demand transparency in how these powerful systems are deployed.
Yep, definitely. It's crucial for our society to hold these agencies accountable, ensuring that technology serves our interests, not undermines them.
Exactly. Thanks for diving into this digital Dragnet discussion with me. Let's keep the dialogue going.
Absolutely. Until next time, stay curious and stay vigilant.